All right, what's going on, everybody? Hope this video finds you well. Going into a really cool topic, cool discussion that I get into with a lot of players that I work with, even get into this with some coaches here, is when should we be tension-free, and does tension actually ever hurt us? I think this is a really cool topic of conversation right here. So before we get into that, if you haven't checked out the last video that I did, please click on that link down below. I've also got a free crash course, Understanding Impact. Would love to have you check that out. Link is in the description also. And let's get into this. So when do we want to be tension-free, and also does tension actually hurt us? So if we look at how the golf swing works right here, or if we looked at throwing a baseball, okay? If I'm throwing a baseball, my arm is going to be fairly tension-free at one point, but I'll tell you when I'm letting go of it right here, down through the hitting area, and we might even be able to say in the transition area around here, around P5 or so, I'm not so sure that the arms go completely dead and relaxed. Now, is that me saying that for players that are super tight that we shouldn't work on that? No, but what I think that we can do right here, and what we could start to say as a in the golf world in general, is I think there's a place, especially in which how we practice, why we would use tension-free when we practice. And then we could start to look at some of the areas, like where do we actually want to have stability, tension? Are there good areas in our motion to actually carry this? So for me, if I think about impact right here, I can tell you some of the best ball striking rounds I've ever had in my entire life. I actually really feel my arms get fairly tight down here through impact when the arms are together. I feel like my core is extremely engaged. I feel like the legs are turned on, and I really feel like I have control of the feet to where I would have the ability to stop the golf club pretty quick right here. That to me would almost be an unloading phase of the golf club. So we're here, we're swinging it, boom, and then we're putting the brake on right there, which is actually helping us slingshot this golf club back out in front of us here. Guys, so that's going to require tension. We can't just look like Gumby going through the hitting area, and I would say that that's going to create speed right there for us. Now, when do we need to be tension-free? Well, we need to be tension-free, I would say, in the setup to where we actually have feel of what the golf club is doing right here. The other place that I would say that I'm a big fan of being tension-free in, I'm a big fan of being tension-free inside of block practice and when we're actually changing movement patterns. So when we look at this right here, so let's say we're making an adjustment to how our trail arm works, or we're making an adjustment to wrist conditions or face conditions, or different positions, I should say, of the club face throughout the motion. This is where we would need to be tension-free so that we can actually access feel. So these might be slower movement patterns for us to be able to actually feel this right here. So if I'm going into, let's say we're going to go into a tension-free feel. So you can see here in while I'm here at setup, I'm waggling the club. This to me would be tension-free right here. As I get into the takeaway, this would be tension-free. So now for me, one of the big areas that I've worked on really hard in my motion is keeping my trail shoulder external and not letting this trail arm and elbow work behind my seam line to where I pull it back internal and I get stuck this way. So this is an area for me that I've had to practice being extremely tension-free. And I'm always going to say this is a skill set. I'll tell you, being able to hit a golf ball tension-free, I think this is a skill set, and it's something that needs to be practiced when we're trying to go into making change, just to be able to bring awareness to it. So if we go into a tension-free swing right here, I'm going to use me as an example, working this trail shoulder external here. So I'm tension-free. So I'm going to work this up at a slower rate so I can feel the shoulder, All right, that was my feel right there. I'm going to do this again. There would be my feel right there. And now I'm going to hit one like that. So I'm going to keep this tension-free the whole time. And there would be that look right there. And so this gave me the awareness of being able to complete the task that I was trying to actually demonstrate right there. If I go too fast, then I'm going to have to refer to video. Now, if we're going into what should we do in regards to tension right here, I can tell you from here, I want to create as much stability in the feet, the legs, the core, the arms, the hands, down through the hitting area. And so I always use this as a drill where I'll actually get the golf club to stop pretty quick. And what I'm looking for out of this is keeping more of a pressure on the actual handle of the club that helps me control the face a little bit more. If I'm too loose, a lot of times that golf club is going to want to change. We might have the ability to release it more than what we're trying to do. So I think this also, in this frame of mind, in this type of environment, is I think we should do a lot of these impact drills, or we should do a lot of these feels here to where we're trying to create some more stability from P5 into 6, 7, and even into 8. And this could be an area where I'd say, get in here, activate the legs, feel like you're almost putting these into a contraction. Okay? I'm almost putting these into a contraction. My core is stable right here. There's my rehearsal. And to me, that doesn't feel like the club face has the ability to change. And this would be an area right here. So I've got the core engaged, my legs are turned on, and I'm going to get this to stop right here by P8. And that would be more of how I would actually go into that, going into a place that I'm actually trying to create tension in certain areas of the body to help me out with impact, and also help me to deliver and unload speed at the proper time and the proper place, and being able to control the golf club from P6 to P7, which is impact, into P8. This right here would be our most important area of the golf swing to practice. So there would be a scenario and two examples of where do we want to be tension-free. We want to be tension-free when we're trying to make difficult movement pattern changes to bring more awareness to what we're actually doing. When we want to start to create tension, this is going to be down more through the hitting area. P6, P7, P8, and go through that little impact drill that I did right there. Engage the legs, engage the core, engage the arms, so that we have more stability and more control over the club face down through the hitting area. So there's a couple ways that you can look at it. Please let me know if you have any questions on this video. You can leave those in the comments down below. I'll make sure to get back to each and every one of you. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for your support. We'll see you next time.